Good morning, friends in St. Stephen and beyond. Mark here. Hope you're doing absolutely great. It's Groundhog Day, so there's that. Happy Groundhog Day to all those who celebrate. I'm coming on here today, hopefully not to take too much of your time. I have been known for hour-long videos. This is not going to be that. But it's becoming the worst kept secret in St. Stephen. I get stopped at grocery stores, my own friends, in the gym. Mark, are you running for mayor? Are you running for mayor or are you not running for mayor? I heard a rumor you're running for mayor. So I think it's time for me to decide, and let you know that I have decided to run for mayor in the upcoming election. There is a municipal election in New Brunswick. It's May 11th. That is 98 days away. And I'm excited to enter into this journey with you. And so I suppose the first thing that I want to talk about is why am I running? I want to talk to you about why I'm running. Then I want to talk to you about what I will not be doing over the next number of days, 98 days, and what I will be doing and how I approach, what we call a campaign. But how I approach the idea of being your mayor as well. Now, there's going to be lots to come, but really succinctly here, I do believe that St. Stephen needs a change. I will not speak in any derogatory way of the current government leadership. I believe that residents choose the government that they believe is best to lead them at specific times. So, of course, there was the 2022 election, 2020 and 2016 going back. And residents of St. Stephen chose what they believed was best at the time. Right now, we are at a crucial pivot point, I believe. St. Stephen is changing rapidly. We've been through a number of, I would say, crises over the last just few years. It feels like a squeeze. It feels like a crunch. And I think a few things have happened when I think about my friendships, when I think about me living here since 2018. Love it here, rooting here, raising a family here. My wife and I are here for life, we've said, no matter what. The kids might move away. I want to help build a community that they want to come back to. But we are not leaving, and we love it here, and it's the best thing we ever did. But essentially, I think what has happened, what I've seen over the last number of years, but it feels like it's intensifying, is that the residents have lost faith in the council, lost trust. Faith and trust, those things go hand in hand. So there's always this sense, I believe, that we don't really trust what the council is doing. We don't know what they're doing. It feels like a black box. It feels opaque. We don't know how they're making decisions. Some councilors speak on their social medias, others don't. Some councilors block you out, shut it down. Others are very transparent. It feels a bit like every person for him or herself on council. And that is not the way a municipal government is best run. And so I believe there can be a lot of improvement and a lot of reform in how your local government functions as a council. So there's that. The second piece then is when we talk about restoring trust in council, what council does is implement what the community needs. And that's another way that I believe that we have seen St. Stephen not at its best. I want to live in a community that I am so proud of. And in 2018, I moved here and kind of, said to my friends in Toronto, hey, I live in a little community by the sea, and it's placid, and it's beautiful, and neighbors are friendly, and nobody honks at each other, and you always wave, and every time you go to the grocery store, you see somebody you know, and you're always making new friends. I love it. And I was really chuffed about that. But as I have lived here, and we've had these really acute problems, it feels a bit like St. Stepheners are getting beaten down, doesn't it? It feels like we're not proud of home. and I really want to restore. Maybe I was in a honeymoon period. I don't know. No, I see a lot of potential here. And that is why I'm not going to just continue to run my business, business as usual, so to speak, keep my head down, because we all have that option. But what you want from your municipal government is to be able to handle matters that are in the interests of the entire municipality, so that you can go on living your life, working and playing and enjoying your family and enjoying where we live without thinking of all that nitty-gritty, managing the infrastructure and all those things. That's what you want your local governance to do. And so I believe that when we bring in that trust in council that is functioning at its very best, as a healthy municipality can and should, then you will see pride in home. Again, for those of you who have lost it, I'm still quite proud of where I live, and I absolutely love it. But I do live on Churchill Street, and it looks like it's been bombed in terms of the roads. And I know you relate to that. And, so balls have been dropped along the way, just in terms of forward planning, vision. Oops, everything's falling apart. How did it come to this? Things like that. That's another way where we can be better and we can bring reform. And the third thing is, I don't believe that people, we've talked about loss of trust, and we've talked about maybe losing a bit of pride of place. But also, what I think needs to happen is residents, if they choose to engage in their municipal leadership, they need to understand very easily what is happening and how it's happening. I have not, in all my years living here, heard a statement from the office of the mayor, or an official communication. The office of the mayor says this, says that, very clearly explaining to residents what is happening. And again, maybe there was a period where that wasn't necessary. Maybe that was business as usual. Maybe that was fine. But as I've lived here, everything from boil water orders to the homelessness crisis to roads to whatever it is, the pandemic, I haven't heard that clear voice of leadership saying, here is what's happening and here's how it's happening. So those are three things that I want to bring to our community as mayor, and I believe I have all the skill sets to do so. Now I want to talk in the next couple minutes about, like I said, the campaign, or whatever that means. What you won't hear from me as a mayoral candidate is someone making lofty promises. And anyone who is going to step up and run, if they're making lofty promises, right off the bat, I would say they do not understand the role of mayor. The mayor is essentially the chair of a board. The board is your council, and the mayor is simply leading that council. I have lots of leadership development experience. I won't go into all my experience that qualifies me to lead teams, but I've been doing that for over 15 years. And that is what the mayor, that's the role of the mayor on council. So any mayor that says, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this, that, and the other, well, actually, no, they're at a table with 6 other people who are going to decide on your behalf, the electorate, the residents of the municipality of St. Stephen, what we do. So if that means, as mayor, I can't say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I'm going to make promises, because a mayor just simply can't do that, then what can I do? Well, what you're going to see from me is priorities, and my priorities, I want them to be aligned with your priorities. As I start knocking on doors, when it gets a little warmer, you don't want me at your door when it's minus 20 out. So maybe in March, I'll start knocking on doors every day. And I want to, right now, I ascertain, I understand some of our priorities, and I want my priorities to be your priorities and align with yours. So I'm going to talk about priorities. I'm going to talk about commitments. There are things that I can do as your mayor that are commitments. I will do this. And that doesn't mean I'm going to bring this service and knock that thing down. No, but there are ways I can conduct myself and commit to you to do as mayor when I'm in that role. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm also going to talk about a governance model to address what we talked about in terms of what's going on and how it's going on very easily. You shouldn't have to navigate a difficult website or reach out to a counselor and hope they answer you a certain way. There needs to be a clear way that you can say, oh, this is what's happening in town, this is what's coming down the pike, this is how it's happening, and this is where it is in phases of development. So a 5-phase action plan, a governance model that everything that is built, every project, every program coming into existence when I'm the mayor, we track it. We know exactly where it is in those 5 stages. So you hear me talk about that over the next number of days. Now, the other thing that I can commit to doing is I'm going to make a video every day. There's 98 days, and this is an example of a commitment that I'm making to you, not as mayor, but as your mayoral candidate. I'm going to come on here every day with a video. And some of those videos are going to be in the weeds. There are a few documents that we need to talk about. We need to understand our municipal plan. We need to understand our zoning plan. We need to talk about the Local Governance Act. And we need to talk about the Community Planning Act, because everything a municipality does is, guess what? Heavily regulated already by the province of New Brunswick. And so we need to understand those things and operate with those things. So I am going to get in the weeds with you a little bit, but I am going to talk about priorities, commitments, and explain the 5-phase action plan and talk to you about the things that you are telling me. And so essentially that is my call to action to you, is help me evolve with you. I want you to go to Build Up St. Stephen, STSTE, buildupststephen.ca. That is my website. It is going to evolve with you, but on there you can get a sneak peek, or you can not go there and just wait for me to come out with another video. But there you can see the current priorities as I listen to feedback as a resident, but also from the community. You will find my commitments, what I want to do as mayor, things like quarterly town halls, explainer videos before and after council meetings, those kinds of things. So if you mean, what does he mean by commitments? Those are all on there. And the 5-phase action plan, the governance model that I want everything we do as a council to be shared with you so you understand. So if you didn't get it yet, what I want to do as your mayor is lead a council that you can trust, who are building a home that we are proud of, and sharing with you a 5-phase action plan that we all understand. So say goodbye to no communication. Say goodbye to not knowing what's going on. Say goodbye to not feeling like you're proud of St. Stephen, and say goodbye to not being able to trust your council or what they're doing, or having it feel like it's a bit of a, every person for themselves. A municipality can be run and can function in a much better way. And I'm so excited to provide that option for you. And that's why I'm offering myself to you as your mayoral candidate for the Municipal District of St. Stephen. In 98 days, you can go and place your vote. Thank you, friends. I will be back tomorrow, and we will start our another video. It'll be day 2 of 98. It would be nice if it was 100, right? Maybe I'll sneak a couple in there somewhere. I guess I'll do a day after video. Let's make it 100, and I'll start sharing with you content from my website. So please follow the Facebook page that you're seeing this on, or my YouTube channel, or my Instagram. It's all Build Up St. Stephen. Build Up St. Stephen is the handle on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. And I have a website, buildupststephen.ca. And like I say, that's going to grow along with you. Thanks, friend. Love living here. I love sharing all this with you. And I want to do a lot more of it. So thank you. Let's build up yourselves, build up your neighbor, and build up St. Stephen in the days and weeks and years ahead. Have a great Monday.